Welcome to the next episode of Beignets for Breakfast. We are excited to talk to June Cristoff today. We are here at her home on her back patio. We are going to talk about New Orleans. We're going to talk about granola and following Jesus. And I think we might have one of these sweet little treats. So thanks again. Hi June, it is just so wonderful to be here at your home, to be in your amazing backyard. Thanks for having me, and thanks for being on Beignets for Breakfast this day today.
Thanks for coming, Bethany. This is a treat.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I just want to dig into a few things today. Definitely love to talk about New Orleans, and you know we might eat a few sweet things later, but. Tell me where you grew up. I know you're from New Orleans, but specifically, what neighborhood did you grow up in, and did you live in other parts of New Orleans?
Yeah, I grew up in Treme. We call it the 6th Ward.
Okay.
New Orleans have wards, and so Treme was the area that I grew up in, right by Dookie Chase restaurant, and I've lived in other areas of the city. In the Mid-City area.
Oh, Mid-City.
The Mid-City area, yeah.
Just heard that Mid-City was named, the 7th coolest neighborhood in the world.
Wow. Yeah.
June, you've lived in one of the coolest neighborhoods in the world. How does that feel?
We've always known that.
It was your secret.
Yeah, it was a secret, but we didn't take advantage of it. People had to tell us, oh, you have an amazing city, and stuff. But just growing up, we thought everybody experienced this.
Yeah, like every city is like this cool and hip, right? Yeah. That's funny. So what other neighborhoods have you lived in New Orleans?
In New Orleans, well, I'll just tell you, growing up, I had family members that lived wherever they were. It was Uptown. It was 9th Ward. It was the Bywater area. It was around St. Charles. It was, all over the place.
Okay.
I've experienced, living in New Orleans, but realizing that family members everywhere. So I have it's very few neighborhoods that I don't know.
You don't know about. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're all known. They're all known to June.
Yeah.
Where do you live now? Like, how would you describe? I mean, I know it's called the West Bank, but why is it called the West Bank? And do you like living here? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, the West Bank, I do. I love living on the West Bank. It took me some years to come over here, but the West Bank is I live in Terrytown. We live in Terrytown, and we literally are like without traffic, like 10 minutes from downtown.
Oh, that's great.
And so it's close enough to the city, because I knew when I moved over here that I didn't want to be far off, away from the city, because I love the vibe of the city. I just wanted to be away from the city, but still have that connection. And so the West Bank is a great neighborhood we live in.
Don't they have like a little phrase they say about
the West Bank is the best bank.
West Bank is the best bank. Let's talk a little bit about just your journey and following Jesus. I know you're part of the church here, and you're so grateful to have you in the church, and you serve and give in a lot of ways. But when did that start for you? Obviously we're always on a journey our whole life, but when you decided to follow Jesus, when you were baptized, when you committed, when was that for you?
That was in 1994. A cousin that was a part of the church here, and she had been inviting me and everything, and I went to her house, her mom's house, and there was a Bible discussion.
Okay.
And I sat in, one of my cousins led that Bible discussion, and I sat in and I said, this is really cool, because I kind of grew up with all kind of different denominations.
Okay.
So I just wanted to know what the Bible said, and so I was kind of church hopping in a sense, kind of looking for a place that I can call home.
Right.
And so my aunt invited me. This is my cousin's mom.
Okay.
And she invited me, and I came for the first time and started studying the Bible. And 3 weeks later.
3 weeks?
3 weeks later, yeah. And it was the best decision I ever made. And that was in 1994.
1994. That
and
was
I was
a
a
good
single.
year.
I was a single.
You were single. Okay.
I was a single.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've been married for 11 years. And
Okay.
my husband, is a part of the church, and and we never thought we would be married. This was like totally out of my radar.
Right.
But I know that God had put us together.
God brought you together. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so great. So you've been, following Jesus since the 90s, and the scriptures talk about we have to remain in Him and stick to it, right? But life comes to us all. We have our ups, we have our downs, and what would you say has helped you to remain in Jesus, through the years?
Yeah, what has helped me is to always remember that I was not converted to man. I was converted to Jesus and to His teachings and to the Bible. And so when I've gotten off course or just maybe felt discouraged or whatever, I always went back to who was I converted to, and remember that it was always about loving God and loving people, and God was helping me, and the scriptures was helping me to really stay faithful and having those people in my life, and even not just having them in my life, not calling me to a standard, but calling them also to the same standard.
Yeah, it goes both ways, right?
It goes both ways.
Committed to each other,
right,
and helping each other.
Right.
We're getting into some deep stuff, June, and I don't know. Sometimes when I go deep, I get a little hungry. Sometimes I, might want a little sugar. So I think we're ready. I think we're ready for some beignets.
Okay.
I think we need to dig into these.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Ooh,
absolutely.
It's just like these almost look fake. I mean, it's just such this nice presentation. Oh, she's just going for it. All right. What do you like to wash the beignets down with?
I like to wash it down with some decaf coffee.
Decaf coffee. All right. Is that what you got over there?
No, it's water.
Oh, it's water. Okay, in a lovely coffee mug.
Yes.
Yeah, I prefer sweet tea. As if there's not enough sweetness. I mean, I do kind of knock off some of the powdered sugar so that it all offsets itself. But I don't know. I like sweet tea.
You like sweet
with
tea?
it. So yeah, I'm gonna have a little sip here. I think I kind of like sweet tea all the time, so, but I don't drink it all the time.
Right.
Yes, of course. So, talking about New Orleans, I mean, you can't, eat beignets and not really think about New Orleans and just what an amazing city it is. I mean, I have thoroughly enjoyed living here and exploring and all the different things. It's just this amazing city, and, I would love to hear from you, June, as someone who is, lived here your whole life. A few years, I think you said you moved. You might have moved. You might have told me that once. But what are some good spots for you? Where do you like to go? What do you like to show people when they're here?
Yeah, one of the things I love to do is when people come down. I love the West Bank, being able to go to the ferry.
Okay.
The Algiers ferry, and this crossover into New Orleans. I mean, it's such a great way to be able to see the city, to be able to see downtown, be on the river, be able to see the if you want to go into the quarters, you can go into the quarters. If you want to stay along the river, you can go along the river. There's just so many. Taking the ferry is one of the best. Yeah, that's one of the best things, and it's only like $2 to go over and $2 to come back.
There's not many places you can do anything for $2 these days.
Right,
that's amazing.
absolutely.
And about how long does the trip take?
It takes about, I would say, to get on it and then to drive over, maybe about 10 minutes.
Oh wow, very quick. Yeah, and then you don't have to pay that crazy parking.
No, you don't. Right.
That's
Absolutely.
amazing. And are there any festivals that you go over to?
I love
to go to?
one of my best festivals is the French Quarter Festival.
French Quarter Fest.
Yes, because when you catch the ferry, you're right at the French Quarter Festival.
Just show it. You're like, hello everyone, I am here to
and
enjoy.
And when you get ready to leave, you can just catch the ferry and come back.
And the French Quarter Fest, what's going on there? Is it just
just a lot of local music, a lot of
music.
music. You see a lot of local artists, and music from a lot of times they bring people from other places, but it really
yeah.
features that, and it's a free festival.
Free. Oh,
yeah,
we like
it's a
free.
festival.
We like free, yeah.
Yes, but it's to me it's one of the best festivals. I love the Lake Pontchartrain. I love to go to City Park, drive through the park. I love to drive uptown along St. Charles. Let them see our the the zoo area.
Oh, yeah, the zoo.
Audubon
yeah.
area.
And St. Charles,
yes,
that is my
yes,
favorite
yes,
street in
right,
the world. It's
right.
amazing.
And for me to drive down St. Charles on a Sunday with the sun shining, it just brings back so many memories for me. Yeah, so many great memories. Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
so those are, and then just take people around, just show them neighborhoods. It's not very few neighborhoods that I don't know about.
Right,
you
right.
Know, here.
So you know all the history and.
I know a lot of history, and
yeah.
I've learned that from my father too, because he was a cab driver and at one time, and then he worked at the Pontchartrain Hotel. So all of those are like hot spots, in New Orleans. And
so you could probably make some money, June, on telling people stories and tours. I mean, we get you a tour bus, and it could be like June's touristy, trip down memory lane, and you could even say, when I was 4 years old, I used to play over there,
Catching the streetcar.
Yeah, catching the streetcar.
Catching the streetcar.
No, that's we enjoy New Orleans, right? We enjoy hanging out and just the culture and the music and the food, and so much to offer.
Right.
But we also want to grow NOLA, right? That's something we've been talking about at our church, and just trying to share the message with others around us, and share what we've been given, what we've learned. And so what does that mean to you when you think about grow NOLA and how to impact our communities for Christ? What is that?
Yeah, well, what I think about is others coming here to the New Orleans area and just experiencing the city and being able to connect with the people that are here, the people that live here. We have a huge cultural diversity here. I think everybody would be able to fit in some ways, and that's what it looks like for me, to be able to see God's love for people and His love for bringing people together. And so when I hear Grow NOLA is bringing this community together, honoring God and the way that the Bible talks about.
Right. Well, June, thank you so much. This has been wonderful just to get to talk to you for a little bit today, and thanks for having me to your home and sharing some beignets. Just so grateful for you and just your heart and the things that I learned from you and the ways you encourage me. So thanks so much. Cheers.
Thank you, Bethany, for coming.
You're welcome.